counsel's Russia probe is complete. This is, we're now learning, top Mueller prosecutor Andrew Weissmann will be stepping down soon. The latest sign, perhaps, that probe may be nearing its end. Joining me now, Ian Pryor, former Deputy Director of Public Affairs for the DOJ, Vice President of Mercury Public Affairs Now. Great to see you, Ian. Let's start with some curiosity. What is it that's changed or being said that has this bipartisan support for the Mueller report to become as transparent as possible? The new AG, William Barr, said that he would do that per rules and regs. He would release it. It's up to him.
Well, I think for the Republican vote, they see this as a pretty useless resolution that has no teeth, and I don't think they want to go on record opposing it. I think there's also a big misconception about what this Mueller report is going to be. It is not going to be the Starr report from the Whitewater investigation. It's not going to have every fact, allegation, and aspect of the investigation. It's going to be prosecutorial decisions, why they were made, and declination decisions, why they were made. I think Democrats are hell-bent on getting that report because they think that there's an obstruction case against the president, but because there's a DOJ rule saying you can't indict a sitting president, that will be in the report. I think more likely is there is not enough evidence for an obstruction case, and that's why it's not going to be in the report, and the Democrats have this way overbroad interpretation of what obstruction of justice is.
Well, if we want to just pause for a second and look at the politics of all of it, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi making impeachment something that she would not recommend, does not want to do for her Democrats and her House party. I think it's fascinating to see that at this time. So maybe what you're saying about the Mueller report is something that is possibly true. What do you make of Andrew Weissmann stepping away, that lead prosecutor for the Mueller team, that special counsel team?
Well, I think it's pretty clear we're in the end game now. We've gotten rid of the Manafort cases. Those are gone. The Russian indictments have been transferred to the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia. I wouldn't be surprised if the Stone case is eventually transferred there as well. And over the past couple of months, you've had several lawyers from the Mueller team that have gone back to Maine Justice. Now with Andrew Weissmann, who's one of the key prosecutors on the Mueller team, leaving, I think it's pretty clear that this thing is wrapping up, and I would not be surprised if in the next couple of weeks we get a breaking news report that Mueller has submitted his confidential report to Attorney General Barr.
All right, let's stop there. During his confirmation hearing, William Barr was asked about this and that hearing back in January, whether he would commit to making Mueller's report public. Here's his answer from that day.
I am going to make as much information available as I can, consistent with the rules and regulations that are part of the special counsel regulations.
So I paraphrased it before. We had the man himself on camera. Why don't people believe that? He's been AG before. This was someone that Republicans, Democrats agreed on, at least back in the day. What's happening that's so different?
Well, I think what Democrats are probably doing is they realize that this report is not going to be what they think it's going to be. It's going to land on Democrats' desk if it ever gets there, and they're going to be sorely disappointed. So they want this thing to go as long as possible, and it's very likely that Barr, who sees this report for the first time, remember he hadn't seen it before confirmation, calls their bluff and makes it public. Like, I don't know that for sure, but I think there's a good possibility of that. And then what do? Where do they go from there?
Yeah, you know, it was William Barr who told us at that confirmation hearing that he has a past and a professional friendship with Robert Mueller. And that surprised a lot of people. So it would not maybe shock you from what you're saying that he would release that report at least as much as he possibly could. Ian Pryor, always great to have you on the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much.